Hey everybody, how's it going? Got a small unit to review today. It's the Micro Center, as they say, super speed, 64 gig USB 3.1 flash drive. And then there's the 128 and the 256 right here. The yellow one is the 128. So I buy so many of these because I do photo shoots or video projects, video editing projects for clients. And after like many times of giving a client one of my drives and telling them, hey, make sure you give that back to me when you've transferred the files, and not getting it back, I just decided to start buying some low-cost ones that I can give out and not worry about ever getting back, right? It's just part of the service, giving them the final product, and that's one and done. Okay, so not all flash drives are made equal. And the things to watch out for when purchasing, I call them thumb drives, is the read-write speed, the durability, and I guess the durability would go into two categories. One is the heat and cold rating, and the durability of the outer shell, and how long that will be around. I have had these cheaper plastic thumb drives crack on me. Usually it's the lid that fails, but sometimes it's the body, and it could be the seams that come apart, but it could also be the plastic that just cracks over time, getting jostled around or maybe crushed a little bit in a backpack. So those are things to be mindful of if you want to have a thumb drive that's for many years to come and really ruggedized and durable. There's some thumb drives out there that are metal housing, really durable, and they have a high threshold for heat or cold temperatures. Thumb drives, generally speaking, can get wet. You shouldn't get them wet, but if they do get wet, just let them dry out, and then you can try and use them again. In most cases, they're okay. You don't want to get them wet while in use. That will damage the thumb drives. All right, 64 gig, 128, 256, and then they have a 512 model. The reason that I buy these for clients is because they are USB 3, which is faster read-write speeds. When transferring large files, that matters. And the price. So you can get 5 of these 64 gig thumb drives for $24.99. And what does that equate to? About $5 a thumb drive. So that's really good. By the way, the ratings on Amazon, 21,000 4.5 star reviews. So most people are really happy with this. I would say these are not for extreme temperatures, and if they get too much weight on them, they will crack and all that. But for putting a project on, giving it to a client, it's great. My one downside to this is the write speed is slow. So if you look at the description on Amazon, it says that the read speed is 70 megabits a second. That's fast, but is it true? So the thing to be mindful of is that the read speed is not the write speed. Those are two separate specifications. And in this case, they don't list the read speed, the write speed, sorry about that. And so when I popped this into my thumb drive and started copying files over, I was only getting 4 to 7 megabits a second write speed. I had 1.4 gigs to transfer over. It was a video file. It was like a slideshow video that I created for a client. And it took a while. It took over 10 minutes to get those files copied over. So that's not ideal, right? But then I took the thumb drive and I took it to the laptop where they were going to be playing the slideshow, and it copied over at closer to 45 megabits a second, even though it says the read speed 70 megabits a second. So I don't know what conditions have to be met to be able to reach the top read speed. The write speed, I'm guessing, would top out at 10 megabits a second. Be mindful, each of these thumb drives has 2 specifications for speed, read and write. And they're not always created equal, and in most cases they don't list the read and write speed. If they list one of the speeds, it's the read speed. Okay, some insights on why read speeds are usually faster than write speeds. I care about onloading the data, but what does matter in most cases is how fast you can read the speed. Well, there's 2 sides to it, right? So if we had a SD card and we were going to pop it into a camera and we were going to record 4K video at 60 frames per second, that's a ton of data. Your write speed is going to be more important than your read speed, right? So on a thumb drive though, you're going to put a 1.4 gig, or shoot, I mean, this is a 64 gig, right? You could put a 30 gig 4K 60p video with not a lot of compression on here. Now you want to pop it into a laptop and play that video without having to transfer the file onto the local drive. The read speed now becomes more important than the write speed. So keep that in mind. It depends on what you're using the devices for, on whether read or write speed is more important. Okay, so durability is okay. It's on the lower end. Longevity, you know what? The thumb drive will probably be around for many, many years. The plastic casing may fall apart. I have had that happen on these units before. Cost, $24.99 for 64 gigs. That's super good. This one was $19.99 for a 256 gig one. That's a really good price. On other brands, you would expect to spend double or more for a 256 gig that's USB 3. So the price is pretty good. And you know, they're pretty attractive looking. They're not ugly. Some of them out there look really, really crappy, right? And the Micro Center ones are just standard, not ugly, not pretty, just good enough to hand to a client and not worry about it. All right, good luck when you're purchasing thumb drives. Remember to research carefully the read and write speed. They don't always publish that information. The price is going to, of course, be a big driving factor, and these are on the lower end of the price structure. And then the quality and durability. These aren't the highest quality and the most durable, but they are mid-range and good enough for typical use.